I created this Amazon FBA business in 7 days and made over $1.3 million and sold this business for $840,000. And I'm gonna show you how I did it, why I sold it, and how you can do it too. And everyone acts like Amazon FBA is dead, that it's too late to start an Amazon business. But I found a new way to sell on Amazon that still works in 2026. I call this niche branding. And this product right here is doing almost $1 million a month in sales. And it's using the niche branding method. Instead of just selling creatine like everyone else, they're selling creatine for women. And I use this exact method to start my $1 million business. And I'm gonna show you how you can do it too in just 3 minutes. Step 1 to starting your $1 million business is to find a product to sell. And there is a powerful tool called Helium 10 that can find products for you. And you can sign up for free by clicking the link down below in the description. And this tool will show you exactly how many people per month are searching for different things on Amazon. And if you can find something that a lot of people are searching for, but there's no product being sold on Amazon's website, you can make that product and make a ton of money. And after I signed up for this tool, I typed in carnivore diet because I was testing out the carnivore diet at the time, and it shows a list of related phrases that people are searching for. And one of the ones that I saw was carnivore electrolyte. And when I went into Amazon and I typed that in, there was no products that fit this description, even though 2,000 people a month were searching for exactly this. And boom, just like that, I had my $1 million idea. But I still had to take this idea and turn it into a physical product, which brings me to step 2. And I'm gonna explain the whole rest of the process in just the next 2 minutes. But if you want help actually finding your own product, I do have a mentorship program, and I do offer a free strategy call to see if you're a good fit. There's a link in the description you can click on to apply for your free call. But let's keep the timer going, because the second step is to find someone that can manufacture or make your product for you. And this is really easy to do. There's sites like Alibaba.com or thomasnet.com that allow you to search what you're looking to get manufactured, and it will give you a list of people that can make that product for you. But I actually found my manufacturer from a student of mine, Mina, who started an electrolyte company with just $900 and has done over $4 million in sales. I asked him who he used and he connected me, and I have a list of manufacturers if you need help with that. But step 3 is creating a brand for your product. And this is really important because the whole point of niche branding is to create a premium brand that will pop on Amazon's search results page. And I used and recommend FBA Creatives for creating your logo, your branding, and your entire packaging design. There's a link down below with a coupon code to them. And after you have your branding, step 4 is to create your listing on Amazon.com's website. And to do this, you need to sign up for an Amazon seller account by going to sell.amazon.com. And after you sign up, you're gonna click on add products, and then you'll upload a main image of what your product is, all these side images, a title, bullet points, and a description for your product. You can create all this stuff yourself, or I recommend having FBA Creatives create the entire listing for you as well, because they're experts at creating listings that will actually make money. From there, you launch your product on Amazon, and in my first month, I did $6,900 in sales. Month 2 was $10,000 in sales. Month 3 was $15K in sales. Month 4, $24K. Month 5 through 8, I did around $28,000 to $29,000 in sales. And then in month 9, numbers started to blow up because the carnivore diet started trending. Month 9, I did $40K in sales. And then in month 10, December of 2024, I did over $132,000 in sales. And after that, last year alone, I did another $900,000 in sales, plus another $100,000 on TikTok Shop, for a total of over $1.2 million in revenue on Amazon alone. But keep in mind, revenue is not profit. There was a lot of expenses that I had to pay in order to make that money. The first was, over the 2 years that I had this business, I had over $240,000 in product cost expenses. This is the amount of money that I spent to produce the products that I was selling on Amazon. Now, the first batch that I ever did cost $4,000. The next cost that my business had was $190,000 for the Amazon selling fee. When you sell on Amazon.com, you have to pay Amazon a 15% fee just to sell on their platform, which Sounds crazy, but keep in mind, Amazon has hundreds of millions of Amazon customers. They already have a lot of traffic and people buying things on their website. And last year alone, I think they spent $35 billion on marketing. So that 15% that you have to pay is really in a lot of ways a marketing fee. I also spent another $160,000 on the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. This is the fee that you have to pay every time you get a sale on Amazon's website and Amazon picks, packs, and ships the product to your customer. Now, you don't have to pay this fee. You can choose to fulfill the products yourself, but then you're still gonna have to spend your time picking, packing, and you're gonna have to also pay for shipping. So it costs around $4 or $5 per unit for them to send my product to the customer, which is cheaper than it would cost me in shipping alone. So paying this $160,000 was a no-brainer because it actually made my business passive. I didn't really have to do anything. Amazon is getting the customers to come buy my product, and when a customer buys my product, they're shipping out the product for me. And I've started a lot of businesses. This business is the easiest money I've ever made. Now, I did spend some money on advertising or Amazon PPC. This stands for pay per click. When you search on Amazon and you see these sponsored ads at the top, people are paying every time you click on one of those ads. And I spent over $50,000 on Amazon PPC ads. Now, a lot of gurus, a lot of Amazon experts will tell you that you have to spend money on PPC. And for the first year of this business, I spent almost $0 on Amazon PPC and I made a ton of money. You don't need to spend money on PPC if you know what you're doing, if you do niche branding properly, if you create a product that doesn't exist and that people want, but PPC can supercharge your sales. I also spent another $12,000 on just other random fees and expenses associated with owning a business for a total profit of over $500,000 over the course of about 2 years. And I literally did almost nothing for my business. I had some VAs that I hired to help with customer support and to monitor inventory levels. But for the most part, I was working 1 to 2 hours a week, probably less than that. Like there was many months where I didn't even check on Amazon because my assistant was taking care of everything. So why in the world would I sell this business that is printing me money? And to be clear, I'm planning on launching a ton more Amazon businesses this year because this is the easiest money I've ever made. And I will be documenting all the different Amazon businesses that I launch right here on this channel. So make sure to subscribe. But here's why I sold this business. When you work in a job, as soon as you want to stop working, you stop making money. But with a business, when you don't want to do it anymore, you can sell that business for 3 to 5x how much money in profit you're making per year. And when I started this Amazon FBA business, I was living in a condo. And a few months ago, my landlord came to me and said, "You either need to buy this condo from me or you need to move out," which meant that I needed a lot of money fast. And luckily, I had an asset, a business that I could sell to make a bunch of money very quickly. But to sell a business, you need to find a buyer. And finding someone that's willing to pay $1 million for a business is hard. But there are sites that can help you like Flippa.com or Empire Flippers. And after doing some research, we decided to sign up and go with Flippa.com to sell the business. They take a fee of 10%, unlike Empire Flippers that takes a fee of around 15%. And it also seemed like Flippa just had more buyers and sellers on their platform. Now, I do have a link to both Empire Flippers and Flippa.com down below if you're looking to buy or sell a business. Use that link to sign up and my team will give you a free consultation to help you in buying or selling your business. And after listing on Flippa, we immediately started getting interest. Over 30 people in the first couple weeks signed an NDA to learn more about our business, which was perfect because as I was thinking about buying the condo that I was living in, I ended up finding my dream home just a few blocks away. And it had 4 bedrooms with a huge rooftop and a beautiful ocean view and even an elevator. But this house was expensive, so I needed that money fast. And we had listed this business for $1 million in August. And by September, we found someone who signed an LOI. LOI stands for letter of intent. But the person who signed the LOI last minute ended up deciding they don't want to own an e-commerce business. And we had to go back to Flippa and we lowered the price to around $840,000 in October. And within a couple weeks, we ended up finding another potential buyer who signed another LOI. We then had to spend a few weeks getting everything ready for them to review. And it took another month of due diligence. And it wasn't until around January 5th that the business was finally sold. And I only ended up getting around $540,000 up front, minus Flippa's fee of 10%, and the rest of the $840,000 will be paid out over the next 5 years. And in total, from starting this business in just 7 days, I ended up making over $1.4 million, and I was able to buy my dream home here in sunny Southern California. And I want to give you a free coaching call to help you do the same thing. There's a link down below where you can apply for your free call and see if you're a good fit to join my Amazon FBA mentorship program. And in that program, I help you launch a business using the exact same method that I use so you can have the same crazy results. There's a link down below to apply for your free one-on-one coaching call. So click on that link, apply, and I hope to see you on the coaching call soon. And if you want to see even more detail how I created this product in just 7 days, there's a free Amazon course that you can get by clicking right here, and you can watch this entire video that'll show you step by step how I started my $1 million Amazon business, and in detail how you can too.